Jack Doherty could be in massive legal risk now that he's been hit with crimes in Miami, and more liability could come down the pike.
Including Jack Doherty, right? This guy isn't going to have a long life, though. Jack Doherty has done some crazy shit with his life, and he has trolled a lot of people.
And as you know, after getting arrested, Jack got out on a $3,500 bail within 24 hours. But after his release, what Jack did was beyond reckless.
TikTok, the YouTuber, it's wasted no time capitalizing on this moment, making more viral content. But some of that content mocking law enforcement and his arrest.
He started disrespecting law enforcement, making fun of the authorities, and even after officers warned him not to disrespect them or mock the law, Jack continued doing it.
Oh, with the TMZ logo, everything. It's a medium.
That's a 2XL.
Oh, it's 2XL?
So after this, even the court gave a warning to Jack Doherty, and the Miami Beach Police Commission also gave him a last chance. Made it clear that if he continues to disrespect the law and make fun of law enforcement, the police authorities will not tolerate it any longer.
Miami Beach Commissioner Joseph Magazine also reacting to this. He posted on social media saying that Doherty should respect our law enforcement.
Not just that, Jack Doherty is now getting sued by his own team members. Finally, one of the allies of Jack Doherty's OnlyFans agency and a friend of Jack Doherty, Claire, is now going to sue Jack Doherty. Along with that, it's coming out that Jack Doherty, with multiple former associates and models reportedly ready to take action. Whether it's lawsuits, investigations, or public scrutiny, Jack Doherty could be facing serious consequences like never before. Here, Legal Mindset just shared some angles where Jack Doherty is totally cooked, and once he goes to jail, there will be no easy comeback like before.
There was duress in that signing of that contract, invasion of privacy. You're streaming personal life without consent. It looked like there was no consent there. You've got defamation, a false portrayal of her image as immoral and a gold digger, etc. All those things stacked together. And at the very end, I wanted to put the cream, the cherry on top is a restraining order. I think the Florida crimes he just committed makes the perfect legal basis for a restraining order. At a very bare minimum, McKinley could hit him with a restraining order.
So as you can see, the situation around Jack Doherty is escalating rapidly. What started as internal conflicts within his OnlyFans agency has now turned into a potential legal storm. And you know what is worse? This guy is now on the verge of becoming homeless. Yes, you heard it right. The major and one and only source of his income is now in huge trouble, and this guy is now losing his business also. As you know, for the last several days, Jack Doherty and his legal situation have been getting worse, and now it's worse than ever. As Jack Doherty is facing probation, if it happens, he can be banned from nuisance streaming entirely. But now, Jack Doherty may face an even bigger backlash that could make his legal situation even worse, and that involves his current main income source, his OnlyFans business.
People dislike how they promote themselves, as they essentially paddle this adult content straight to kids, and it's very clear by the way they market themselves. A little bit of a stretch though, but the dude did call him out for being soulless.
Since McKinley exposed all the evidence against Jack Doherty, Child Protective Services is going to talk to Jack again. And if this investigation finally concludes, Jack Doherty could face strict probation that may force him to shut down his OnlyFans agency.
She really wants to get back at him. If she's really mad about that, it's simple. It's so easy to get a restraining order right now based on just these activities.
I will give you a full breakdown in this video, so make sure to keep watching until the end. So guys, I will show you the evidence and all the proof against Jack Doherty, which is literally proving that Jack Doherty's agency is promoting illegal adult content to kids and minors. This can totally ruin Jack Doherty in the future of his business. But now let's talk about what Jack Doherty said when a host asked him if he is going to marry any OnlyFans girl or not. Let's keep watching to see what Jack Doherty answered.
Would you date a girl that did OnlyFans?
I gotta just be the breadwinner. I don't know, I feel weird.
A lot of these OnlyFans chicks are rich, right?
They are.
You wouldn't marry though. Like, you're not marrying an OnlyFans.
I mean, maybe I would have, but like at this point, like it's probably not worth it. Like, you know?
Well, yeah,
like, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd marry a OnlyFans girl now. You know, there's no point.
Yeah, why would you even marry any OnlyFans girl, Jack? It looks like you just want to use those girls for your OnlyFans agency, nothing else. Jack often comes across as abusive, acting like he only knows how to use girls to make money from them. And the biggest OnlyFans creators don't even know who Jack Doherty is, so there's really no opportunity for him there either. This is why the girls in his agency get even more frustrated with Jack, especially when he treats them poorly or humiliates them on live camera. Situations like this can make any ongoing investigations around Jack Doherty even more serious if the models from his own agency speak out against him. That could lead to huge trouble for Jack Doherty in the future.
The difference between me and other people are that they spew lies and I actually spoke the truth with proof, evidence, and all that stuff. So I don't care about what anyone has to say. They're just lying. Liars.
Yeah, McKinley, we all know you're not someone people usually praise. But since McKinley is speaking out against Doherty, the logic behind what she said and the consequences her statements created for Jack Doherty actually makes sense. What McKinley exposed about Jack Doherty raises serious concerns, and if any of it is proven true, then Jack should definitely face the proper consequences for those actions.
I think the Florida crimes he just committed makes the perfect legal basis for a restraining order. At a very bare minimum, McKinley could hit him with a restraining order.
These are the points you're hearing that could make Jack Doherty face permanent prison time once again. But not only that, all of this chaos is coming from Jack Doherty's OnlyFans agency, and the allegations are still piling up. There are claims saying Jack has been abusive toward the girls in his agency, and even accusations that he tried involving underage girls, which is extremely concerning for the authority. If any of these allegations turn out to be true, it could lead to Jack's OnlyFans agency being banned and completely shut down. It's very likely that he's no longer paying salaries or giving out the contracted profits to the OnlyFans girls under his agency. And this is what's making the situation even deeper and more serious. Think about it. If the girls who actually brought Jack Doherty his biggest profits aren't getting paid anymore, why would they stay? These are the people who kept his business alive. And now, one after another, they've started leaving him.
You walk away from me. How can I walk away from you? That's what I'm saying. Like, all you have one job is just to follow me.
No, I'm not gonna.
True.
Should walk that shit.
Just like we saw with McKinley and now Christie. This steady exit is turning Jack Doherty's so-called agency into nothing more than a complete trash operation. A failed, shady business with no credibility left. But here's where it gets even worse. The authorities have started monitoring Jack Doherty's agency closely. Legal issues are beginning to surface, and the reports are not looking good at all. The authorities are already aware that Jack Doherty has violated multiple laws and regulations, and that's only adding to his downfall. If all these accusations and investigations finally come together, this could be the final blow, the absolute end of Jack Doherty and his entire shady agency. And that's exactly why people watching Jack Doherty have started pressing him hard. Everywhere he goes now, people are confronting him, humiliating him, and even cursing him in public. So this is another reason why the authorities might pay even more attention to this issue and hold Jack Doherty accountable. And since Jack was recently arrested, it puts him under a much bigger spotlight in the eyes of law enforcement. If investigators find that Jack violated serious laws multiple times involving OnlyFans agency, then imagine how severe the consequences could be for him. His agency can get a permanent ban from the authority. Even creators like Atozi have publicly said that, based on the allegations, Jack could potentially face years in jail if everything is proven true.
People dislike how they promote themselves, as they essentially paddle this adult content straight to kids. And it's very clear by the way they market themselves. A little bit of a stretch though, but the dude did call him out for being soulless, and now they were arrested for filming a gambling promotion in the middle of the street. He was breaking the law while in possession of things that he shouldn't have, so he was being a complete moron. But with him, that's nothing new, because his entire life is kind of like a skill issue. And currently, he's now facing 7 years in prison. So Jack Doherty just got hit with 3 separate charges in Florida, and the max penalties are worse than what people think, because he's facing a felony for possession of controlled substances, which alone can carry 5 years in prison. Then he has possession of under 20 G's of that Bob Marley special, which is a first-degree misdemeanor with up to 1 year in jail. And then on top of that, he's being charged with resisting an officer without violence, which is another possible year. So altogether stacked, he's technically looking at up to 7 years behind bars in an absolute worst case scenario. Realistically though, he probably won't see anything near this because, you know, from what I can tell, he's a first-time offender, so he'll probably just end up getting probation or some sort of diversion.
Yeah, I completely agree with Atozi at this point. And just imagine, if Jack Doherty gets any kind of probation, do you really think he'll be able to keep running his OnlyFans agency? There's no chance of that happening. During that time, if authorities find out the agency committed multiple violations and even promoted OnlyFans content to younger audiences who are not adults through Jack Doherty's streaming, then that becomes a major problem. So Jack Doherty's streaming could also end up being banned because of this. Now, after all of this, the one thing is for sure now. All the abuse Jack Doherty did with the girls in his so-called agency is finally getting exposed. And when big creators started comparing him to Jack Epstein, people thought it was fake or exaggerated. But now, with all the new evidence coming out, it's not false anymore. It's becoming real. If these exposures keep coming, there's no doubt Jack Doherty could actually face serious legal actions. So guys, what do you think? Do you believe Jack Doherty should finally be arrested for everything he's done? And now you can clearly see how people online have started calling Jack Doherty out everywhere. The comment sections are absolutely filled filled with people speaking their mind. One person said, "This just proves that all you need is money and women will spend time with you. Jack is one of the most feminine men I've ever seen. He's a punk, a brat, and an all-around POS. And yet women still sleep with him. Women nowadays have no shame." Another comment read, "Jack Doherty is considered the worst social media influencer in history. I truly hate him." And another person added, "Jack Doherty needs to be banned from the internet. He needs to get a real job." And finally, someone wrote, "When he starts aging into his 30s and 40s, he won't be able to keep doing any of this. He's gonna end up broke, living with his mommy and daddy." So yeah, the comments are piling up fast, and people aren't just trolling. They're starting to make logical points too. The public opinion around Jack Doherty is turning darker every single day. So guys, that's the full breakdown of what's really happening behind the scenes. Jack Doherty is not just facing one problem. Every situation is stacking on top of another, and it's pushing him closer to serious consequences. From the investigations to his streaming behavior to the issues surrounding his agency, everything is catching up to him fast. Now it all comes down to what the authorities decide next, and whether Jack can actually survive this storm, or if this will finally shut everything down for him. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation, and whether Jack can bounce back from this, or if it's already too late.